What's up, everyone? This is France over here from Nintendo and PlayerSense.com, and welcome to another episode of the Super Smash Bros. Show. Guys, if you haven't been on PlayerSense.com or even on YouTube here, there is a ton of new footage on Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. This game is just looking phenomenal. Seriously, everybody from Game Explain, the Jay Wits, Nintendo World Report, everybody has the game. They've been doing unboxings, showing the game off in 1080p, 60 frames per second on the Google browser. Seriously, this is probably the best Smash Bros. Game. And I realized that when I first played Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS, I was blown away by the mechanics, how the game played, even how it looked, and that was on the 3DS. But now seeing the Wii U version running in 60 frames per second and 1080p, I mean, what else is there to say? What else but praise can we heap on Super Smash Bros. For Wii U? So that game is coming out very soon. We got about 2 weeks to go, guys. I know the pain is there. It's excruciating, but it's going to get there. But what I wanted to talk about in this episode, I wanted to talk about how Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, at least from what I've seen, is probably the first true next generation, but in that I mean current gen, fighting game that we've seen. Seriously, we've got 1080p. Okay, there hasn't been many fighting games. I know Killer Instinct is not in 1080p. We'll see what Mortal Kombat does, but we've got 1080p. We've got 60 frames per second, which other fighting games has got. But the fact that you can have 8 players on one screen, and from everything that I've seen, the 8 players, there is no degrading in quality. It still runs just as fast from what I've seen. Obviously, we have to wait, I guess, for the official test, or even until I get the game myself and I can play it. But the fact that the game can have 8 players there, I mean, that is just insane. Not only that, but it's going to have 64 players online tournaments. I don't know if there's any other game as far as online fighting game that I've played that has 64 players. So you combine the 1080p with the 60 frames per second with the 8 players co-op, with the 64 player online tournaments, with the bevy of control schemes, guys. You can use the Wii Classic Controller Pro. You can use the Wii U Pro Controller. You can use the Wii Remote by itself. You can use the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck. You can use Wii U Pro Controllers. You can use your Nintendo 3DS, and you can use the Wii U Gamepad. That is just an insane amount of control options and schemes, by far the most for any fighting game in the history of fighting games to have that many control schemes that you can use. This to me screams next generation, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a huge Smash Bros. Fan and because I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I'm saying that because there are things in this game that you have just not seen from any other fighting game or any other game in the industry when it comes to one-on-one combat, or even in this case 4-on-4. And here's the cool thing about doing the whole 8-player co-op, guys. You can have teams of 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2. You can have the 4-on-4. There's so many different options you can do now. You can do 3-on-3. It's so cool. You can even handicap yourself. I mean, and if you combine that with the potential of Amiibo, which I'm getting all 12, being able to build up your Amiibos all in one space right there on your TV, and I'm going to be streaming that for sure. You guys are going to get tons of footage of me training my Amiibos, 8-player matches. I mean, to me, that is just next generation. You have the outside peripherals to help aid the gameplay. You have some of the most brilliant mechanics in any game ever. I was gonna say fighting game, but any game ever in Smash Bros. The mechanics are so good. It is such a simple concept, but layered and layered and layered with depth. So I mean, this is crazy. This is just the amount of stuff that's put in this game. And now we're actually seeing more footage of Smash Tour, which actually looks like a really fun mode. I watched the Jay Wits' preview. You can check that out on his channel, of course, or on PlayerSense.com. And he was showing off the game, and everybody was talking about how it was kind of like Mario Party at first, but really it's not like Mario Party at all. It's kind of its own little thing. You'd have to watch the preview to see what he's talking about. But overall, I mean, I'm just really super psyched about this game, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And here's the thing, guys. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U is one of those games that you're going to be playing for the next generation. I mean, even beyond that, there are people to this day that still play Super Smash Bros. Melee. There are still people that play Brawl or play the Project M mod. There are still people who even play Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 64. How long do you think we're going to be playing this game with 8 players local play, with 64 player online tournaments? I mean, this is just, I cannot stress enough how cool Super Smash Bros. For Wii U is, especially with all the footage that's coming in. So, what I want to know from you guys is this: what is your favorite new feature or favorite thing that you are looking forward to the most in Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U? For me, I am looking forward to the 64 player online tournaments the most, because I think that is the key to this game and how it's going to keep its longevity. is going to be that competitive play, whether it's for fun, making your own rules, or whether it's for glory, having the strict tournament rules. It's just going to extend it. And the amount of stages and the amount of content, just to be able to experience everything. This game is, like I said, the next generation or current gen of fighting games, and it's just the evolution. And that's why Smash Bros. Compared to other fighting games, because when I was growing up as a kid, fighting games were like the shooters. You always saw fighting games. Everybody was making fighting games, and even before that, platforming games. But the mid-90s, early to mid-90s, and even throughout, even the early 2000s, Tekken was so big. All those games were so big, but it got to the point where it got so competitive and the games were kind of geared that way that only the hardcore fan base were playing those games and buying those games, and eventually it got to the point to where only the hardcore were buying those games, whereas Smash Bros has been able to make it to where not only do the core players play the game, but still the casuals and everybody else still plays the game too. So it's been able to keep its popularity and keep its sales up throughout all these years, whereas other fighting games have kind of went down a little bit, but are making a resurgence. Of course, Mortal Kombat was great, Street Fighter was great. We have to see if Tekken's going to make its resurgence, but Smash Bros has always been that game that's been about fun and it's been about serious play, so you can kind of play it any way you want. And versatility is the key with Smash Bros. And that's why I find this bickering between fans, between the core fans and the casual fans. Who cares? Just play the game. They have something for everybody in there. So no more bickering, guys, because I see it on Player Essence too, and in the comment section. No more. It's for everybody. Everybody can play. You want to play for fun? Play for fun. You want to play for glory? Play for glory. You want to play 1-on-1, 1-on-3, 2-on-2s, items, no items? There's options for a reason, guys. So let's just keep it that way. Smash Bros is awesome for that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. What are your favorite additions, or what are the additions you're looking forward to the most in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U? I would love to know in the comment section below. Also, make sure you like this video if you did like it. It really helps us spread our content across YouTube, and subscribe if you're someone new. You're going to get new shows just like this one, the Super Smash Bros. Show. We have Player Essence Cross Nintendo. We have the Bayonetta show. We have the Legend of Zelda show, and plenty of content coming up. So please subscribe if you're someone new. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys for the next episode. Peace.